Hey Soul Tribe, Tracy here with Sweet Spot e-magazine. Thank you so very much for the likes, shares, views, subscribes, comments, everything. I appreciate it all. Let's ring the bell. Let's clear out the energy and we'll just see what the message the Spirit has for us this evening. For some reason, I heard a song, LL Cool J, don't call it a comeback. I've been here for years. And then I hear, I'm gonna knock you out. I'm gonna knock you out. Mama said knock you out. I'm gonna knock you out. That's the part I keep hearing. Don't call it a comeback. I've been here for years. Like somebody's gonna try and talk you into no. There's been no disruption. Oh, what you talking about? Hey, it's me, I'm here. Yo, it's me, I'm here. But for some reason, because it's like they want to come around, they want to be the one to brag. I was the one that took them out. I'm going to knock you out. You know, whether somebody said to go do it, mama said knock you, I'm going to knock you out. Hey, Saida. Hi, Summer Moon. Beatrice. Hello. Bottom of the deck. Nine of Swords. Somebody's concerned. They're worried about maybe they weren't able to accomplish something before. They tried, but they weren't able because you was able to get away. Not only were you able to get away, you found out about some lies, some deceit, that somebody and like possibly two people were telling about you, you know. And that could be why you decided that it was time for you to leave, go on your own journey, go on your own path. And that's what justice, that's what was called for, because you were defending yourself. You were sticking up for yourself. They didn't know it, but you knew it, because your intuition was telling you extremely, very clearly and screaming at you in both your ears exactly what the hell was going on. Something about, you know, maybe something that you do or a company or something you're seeing, in like high honors, and because, it's like with this company, you've seen it, you see things very clearly and you're just cut to the chase. You don't, there's no BS, there's no going around, you straight to the point. And so it's like, some organization, some company, they see that as a very strong point in you. It's something that somebody else has. It's what nobody else has this one thing. Nobody else has it. And it's something that they've been looking for. Nobody else, and they looked at everybody. And none of these people had it. They've been looking for it. And you got it. Hey, Kahina, you got it. It's almost like you walked away. You walked away from somebody trying to tend to sword you, because you understood exactly what was going on. Like you knew what gaslighting was or something. You pinpointed it and you gave specific examples, and so it's like somebody, they see that you would be very perfect or very good for like this position, something that is broadcast, is shown, is shared, you know, and it's ways that so people can understand exactly what it is, specific examples of what it is, and that way they can cut it out and people can live and be happy and this, that, and the other. Mm-hmm. It's something that you just happen to come upon because of something that you went through. You just happen to come upon it, you know. But it's something that is gonna put you in a certain position because of something that you've gone through before, or position similar to something before, or maybe it's something that people are gonna be able to see for years to come. But for whatever reason, someone could not ever see that you would ever get like a lucky break. You would ever get a lucky break. They always thought that they had the power to control everything that you was going to do, everything that you was going to be about or not be about. And so someone finally, they see now that they can't get to you. There's nothing that they can do to harm you, to get to you. And they see that not only are you balanced, but you are keeping to yourself. And so they sent somebody in previously to work on you, and they just knew this shit was going to work. But that shit failed miserably. It's like you connected the dots. You saw what was happening and you shut that shit down before it even got started. Yeah, because like I said, you knew what it was and you remembered something. You remembered something, you know, how you had these intentions, these great intentions, blah, 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 but how you were the one that suffered in the end. So you was able to combat this last attack that was sent to you. Now they're getting desperate. Now they're kind of come up with a plan to send one more, but they got to send it in several people at the same time for the same goal. So they're going to send some type of invitation and they hoping that you see it as like, oh, this is what I've been waiting for. This is what I've been hoping for. But that's not it. Because they want you to come around. Because they want you to feel like they want you to come around, but whenever you're around, they want to like make you feel a certain way. Because at that point, there's going to be so many of them around you that this witch is going to be able to do this last big shebang, shaboom, shabam. And that's how they're going to be able to control your money, your finances. And trust me, what they got planned for you, I would not necessarily call a picnic. And they want it to happen so quickly. It's like they would just have everything so happen so quickly. You wouldn't see what the hell happened, and it was going to be so over so fast. Hey, Shaylin. Yeah, I'm telling you, there's going to be a few people that put in on this. You know, they have to put in on this equally. They have to put on this spell equally in order to make it work. That's the only way that they are going to be able to gain control of your finances, or have you lose control of your finances and have you not thinking about, making smart money moves, But because what they don't need you to do is they don't need you to be able to connect with spirit. They don't need you to be able to pray. They don't need you to be able to ask God to get you out of this. That's what I'm saying. This is some people that wanna have you confused. Where you're thinking they want to, it's like I said, this witch wants to put something over you where you think that you're praying to your ancestors. You're really not. They want to be able to, everything that you love, everything that you hold dear, everything that you like even a little bit, everything, especially your partnerships, all of them. They want to be able to control all of that. They want to be able to have you in a certain spot where you can't move. They're coming. They have to get you like this. They're coming. I'm telling you, it's like you're going to, all of a sudden you're going to get some type of invitation. You're going to think, oh my gosh, this is like the happiest day in my life. But no, don't believe it. Don't believe it. Hey, Mickey Lime, how are you? Don't believe it. What's the message? Yeah, you know the truth, and they know the truth. They know that you are happy, and you know that you're happy. Stay happy. Stay happy. Don't welcome back where spirit has already graduated you from. Stay happy. They want to come in, they want to wreak havoc, they want to do it so quickly you don't see what's happening. You don't know what's going on. All you know is one day you had it, the next day you don't. You're going in the right direction right now. Continue to follow that direction. You see how she got that cup covered? Cover your cup of love. Because they're not coming in trying to bring peace. They're coming in to try and overtake you. There are several of them. And there's one of you. Cover up that cup. Spirit said, make a decision and say no. No. And you don't even have to provide an explanation. I mean, if you want to say no, I'm not going to be able to make it, that's good enough. But you don't have to go into no long, extended dissertation of why you can't make it because of, last Sunday and how that's tied into November the 14th, which is like January 8th of 2026, but because of, June of 2024, forget all that. You can't make it. Just let them know it's not going to work out for you. It's not going to work. Because guess what? These same people, they have not changed. They have not changed. Not even a bit. Not one iota, not 1 ounce. Like I said, there's a switch. Somebody's going to be there to try and rock your world, to try and mess it up, to try and mess you up, to try and cost you something. Just say no. Make that decision today that you were going to say no, that cycle of your life, that part of your life is over and there is no going back. Even if somebody brings you this cup and this is the person that you've been waiting to hear from and you just can't, you just love this person, confirmation, Tell that little ass to sit down, and they need to stay in their place because they don't know what the fuck is going on. But you can't do it. You can't do it. There's been too much heartache, too much heartbreak, too much regret. So now it's this person's turn to do the regret. Hey, Summer Moon, you said they just invited you to stay with them? Yeah. Because they're sitting here waiting to see if you buy into that little trick. You know, maybe we can get there. Maybe we can get there, you know. They'll think it's a happy thing, but they're not expecting one of these little kids or somebody to come out and act all wild and wilding out. They ain't expecting that. Especially if this person then traveled all this way or something like that. They not expecting that. Just because you got what everybody else don't have. Oh, well, they should have thought about that shit whenever they was not appreciating what you got. And what you got that they don't got, you got a lot. A lot of intuition. And your intuition is telling you, hell no, we won't come. Follow your intuition. Yeah, I'm telling you, somebody wants you to travel towards them because you got something that everybody else don't have. You know? And listen, they done went through everybody looking for it, but everybody else don't have it. Only you have it. You're the only one that can heal them from this regret, this heartache, this heartbreak, you know, because they feel like this person is the one, maybe somebody who put some trick on them or something like that. Maybe it's this coven that wants you to help them heal because now they're waking up to see that they've had some type of spell placed over them. I don't know. But somebody's going to ask for something. They're asking for help. You know, but it could be because they found out the truth about this information, you know, or the truth about this lie, or they